On September 28th, 2022, I took a step that changed my life. I was walking to meet colleagues in a hotel lobby when I tripped, fell down a staircase. I thought for sure by the age of 40, I had mastered the art of walking down the stairs. But I guess not. And no, I wasn't drunk. It was 7:45 in the morning. Anyway, I end up about 2/3 the way down this staircase in an awkward kind of half push-up, half fetal position with my kneecaps in the wrong place. I had ruptured my patellar tendons, the tendons that, among other things, help us to bend our legs. But thankfully, I had a successful surgery that night, and then a few days later, I was transferred to, handed off to, a second inpatient rehab hospital. About a week later, I'm in the gym of the rehab hospital. I'm using crutches, got these big braces on my legs. Think Tin Man. And I'm with my main physical therapist to my right. And the idea was for me to go from the crutches to an elevated exercise mat behind me. But for some reason, I was without my crutches for just a moment. And that was enough time for my legs to buckle and for me to re-rupture both knees. What led to that second set of ruptures was a miscommunication between my surgeon at the first hospital and the rehab doctors at the second hospital about how much weight I should be putting on my legs so soon after the first surgeries. A failed handoff. So, back to surgery, back to the beginning. I thought the first surgeries were painful. But this second round, just 2 weeks later, back into the same knees to reconstruct the same tendons was way worse. The pain was so bad, it woke me up in post-op with my knees feeling like they were on fire, even after maxing out my pain meds. I'm lying there thinking, am I gonna walk again? Will I be disabled for the rest of my life? You know, there I was existing either in a hospital bed or a wheelchair, so that something as simple as going to the bathroom required a team of people. I honestly started to feel sorry for myself. And because all of this happened while I was on a business trip on the other side of the country, 3,000 miles from home, I felt very alone. But lying in that hospital bed, I started researching my injury. It turns out there are only about 60 cases of a single instance of bilateral patellar tendon ruptures in the literature. And there appear to be no cases of my particular injury. 2 instances of bilateral patellar tendon ruptures within 2 weeks. Am I the only person in the country with this injury? Am I the only one who likes the number 2 that much? I don't know. And it doesn't matter. Because what led to the second set of ruptures, the failed handoff, is tragically common. In 2010, the Joint Commission reported that 80% of preventable patient harm is caused by failed handoffs. 8 years later, 2018, that number was still 80%. As of 2022, communication breakdowns were, quote, the leading factor behind preventable adverse events. And in the Joint Commission's most recent report, released in 2025, failed handoffs and miscommunication persist as the main causes behind preventable patient harm. Despite new protocols and countless research papers, we haven't moved the needle. So I started asking, what are we missing? And I found the answer in the most unexpected place. Relay races reveal what we've been missing about healthcare's most persistent communication failures. Think about a relay race. 2 runners. The first runner, full speed, reaching forward with the baton. The second, reaching back to receive it. Both runners care about one thing: getting the baton safely to their teammate. They've practiced this handoff, and they don't stop until they know it worked. Now, imagine if relay teams ran races the way many patient handoffs are conducted, especially those like my case, where the patient's going from one facility to another. Two teams, separate stadiums, potentially miles apart, trained in totally different handoff techniques. And because coordinating directly is complex, both teams settle on the same solution. They grab someone who's never run track before, put them in the middle of the relay, and ask them to connect the handoff between two experienced runners. That untrained middle runner is the patient. Patients are being treated as passive information carriers. But what if they were trained, active teammates? And it gets worse. Patients are also being asked to serve as a communication bridge between teams that don't have rapport, between software systems that often don't talk to one another, and between facilities that may be miles apart. So, we resort to emails, phone calls, faxes, and hope. And we wonder why 80% of preventable harm is caused by these failures. So, what happens when we actually apply what relay races teach us? In a relay race, everyone is a trained, active teammate. The person carrying the baton isn't just a carrier. They're a runner. They know what information is critical, the baton, how to communicate it clearly, their handoff technique, and how to verify success, confirmation that their teammate has the baton. But that's not all. Relay races reveal so much more. In a relay, teammates care about each other's success, not just because it feels good, but because your success is my success. When you cross that finish line, I cross that finish line. We win together, we lose together. This is what we've been missing about healthcare communication. In a relay, it's important that you care about each other's success. Think about my own case. My surgeon's team wanted me to succeed at rehab. My rehab team wanted me to succeed at recovery, but neither saw me as their teammate. If they had, they would have cared more about what I understood. Not because it's nice, but because my understanding directly impacts their results. If I fail, they fail. Readmissions, malpractice claims, poor patient outcomes. How many other failures happen because we forgot we're teammates? When we're teammates, I care about your success because compassion says I should, and because your success equals my success. It's not just more humane. It's better for business, it's better for outcomes, it's better for everyone. This creates a win-win-win. When patients are teammates, patients win. They get safer care, real agency in their recovery, and understanding instead of confusion. Providers also win. They get clear communication, reduced liability, and partners instead of problems. Even healthcare executives win. They get reduced readmissions, fewer malpractice claims, and better outcomes across the board. This isn't about blame. It's about recognizing that we're all in the same race. When you see people as teammates, you don't just interact differently. You care about their success like you care about your own. And this goes way beyond healthcare. Once you see this, it's everywhere. that colleague in the other department, they're on your team. That neighbor you wave to, they're on your team. Even that family member you've been tiptoeing around, they're on your team. This isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. So here's what I'm asking. This week, find one person that you've been handing things off to instead of running alongside. And ask yourself, what changes when I see their success as my success? My injury was rare, of course. But seeing people as separate when they're actually on our team is tragically common. Relay races reveal the truth. We are not separate. We are teammates.